Archangel Michael commands, open this immediately. Don't try to ignore it, it's only for you. A shocking hidden truth about your soulmate has just been revealed in heaven. Skip this and you'll regret it forever. My beloved. My chosen one. Heaven has been holding back a truth for too long, and today Archangel Michael places it into your hands. Do you feel your heartbeat racing? That's because your soul already knows. This is not an ordinary message. This is divine timing, and you've been called to receive what no one else on earth can hear right now. God whispered your name in the chambers of eternity, and the angels moved. A veil was lifted, and a revelation about your soulmate poured out like light from heaven's gates. This is no coincidence. This is not random. You are being pursued by heaven itself. Before I reveal what has been hidden, I must tell you, don't make the mistake of half listening. Don't skim. Don't rush. Stay with me, because line by line, miracle after miracle, your future is being rebuilt while you read. Your soulmate has been covered in shadows, but today, the light is breaking in. The angels have seen what they tried to hide. Michael himself has drawn his sword to cut away the deception. A truth so shocking, so life-changing, has now been released. And you? You are the only one chosen to know it. But let me pause here, because I know your spirit is trembling. And this trembling is not fear, it's recognition. Deep down, you already felt there was something heaven had been trying to get to you. You've sensed whispers. You've seen signs. You've felt those coincidences that weren't coincidences at all. And right now, heaven is saying, stay with this message. Don't click away. Don't silence the angel who has been waiting to speak. Light bulb subscription moment, placed early as requested. Before I continue, promise yourself this, never miss what God sends you. Stay connected, stay subscribed to heaven's flow. When you align with these divine words, your spirit stays open to receive miracles. One small act of staying connected can open the floodgates of blessing. Now, listen. Michael says, your soulmate's truth is not what you thought. What they've hidden, what they've carried, what they've tried to protect you from, it is now revealed. And heaven is telling me you will not only hear it, you will live it. This truth is about to break the chains that have been binding your future. The clock is ticking. Every moment you read this message is drawing you closer to the turning point you've been waiting for your whole life. You were not left behind. You were not forgotten. You were chosen for this unveiling. My beloved child, the angels are leaning closer right now because they don't want you to miss what is unfolding. Your soulmate, the one heaven has been watching with eyes of fire, has been living with a truth that has been hidden even from you. But nothing can stay buried forever when God decides it's time. Today, Michael has lifted the heavenly veil, and I can almost feel the rush of wind as this revelation moves toward you. Do you know what this means? It means you are on the brink of something that will shake the walls of your life, but not to destroy you, only to rebuild you stronger, purer, and richer in love than you've ever known before. Your waiting, your tears, your questions, all of them have led to this moment of unveiling. My dear one, God saw every night you lay awake wondering why you felt their presence yet could not understand their silence. He saw how you searched for answers in signs, in dreams, in whispers only your spirit could hear. And do you know why you never stopped feeling that tug? Because heaven was preparing you for the exact words you are reading right now. This is not a message for someone else. It was not placed here by accident. Archangel Michael himself pressed this revelation into your path, knowing that today was the day your heart would be ready to hold it. Imagine the very heavens bending to deliver something crafted only for your ears. Doesn't your spirit leap at the thought that you are being singled out by eternity itself? Michael says, the hidden truth about your soulmate has been written in the scrolls of heaven. Think of that, before your soul even took shape in this world, your name and theirs were entwined in God's eternal plan. But somewhere along the path, darkness tried to interfere. Shadows crept in, secrets were woven, and what was meant to be simple became tangled. Yet here's the miracle. No shadow can withstand the light of heaven when it shines. And today, that light is breaking through every wall. The truth is being placed before you, not to harm you, but to free you. Because only the truth, carried by divine love, can release your soul into its fullest destiny. I can almost hear you whisper, but what is this truth? What could heaven possibly be hiding all this time? And your question is holy, because the very act of asking means your spirit is awake. Let me tell you plainly, your soulmate has been carrying a secret pain. They wanted to protect you from it, but in doing so they built a wall. That wall has been why you felt near and far at the same time. But heaven is tearing down the wall brick by brick. Michael's sword has struck, and the sound of it has already echoed across the unseen realm. Soon, what was hidden will walk into the light, and you will finally see with your eyes what your soul already knows in the quiet of night. My chosen one, you must understand this clearly. This revelation is not meant to break your heart but to align it with heaven's truth. Many times we think secrets are betrayal, but sometimes secrets are shields. Your soulmate thought silence was the only way to keep you safe. But God never intended for you to live in half-truths. That is why this moment is so critical. The truth that once threatened to hurt you is now being rewritten into the truth that will heal you. The angels are rejoicing because this unveiling is not the end of your love, it is the beginning of the love that was always meant to be, pure and untangled, a flame that no storm can smother. Child of light, think of how many years you've carried unanswered prayers. The tears you wiped away in secret, the whispered why you asked heaven when nobody else was watching, all of that has reached God's throne. And He did not ignore you. No, He stored your tears like diamonds in a bottle, and every one of them became part of the reason this truth is revealed today. Your tears bought this unveiling. Your prayers unlocked the gates. And now, the blessing you thought would never arrive is standing at the door of your life, knocking, waiting for you to open with faith. Don't you see? The timing is no accident. This is your visitation, and Archangel Michael himself stands guard to make sure you receive it. Listen closely, because the heavens rarely speak in such urgency. You must not skip this message, not even for a second. The reason Michael's voice is trembling with divine command is because if you ignore this, you might miss the one chance heaven carved in stone for you. Your soulmate's truth is not just about them, it's about you, your destiny, your future children, your entire line being shifted into the fullness of God's plan. That's how big this is. That's why Michael cries, "Open it now." Your hesitation could push the blessing farther away, but your faith could pull it closer than you ever dreamed possible. And let me tell you what your heart has been aching to hear: your soulmate has loved you longer than you've realized. They've whispered your name in the dark when no one could hear. They've seen your face in their spirit when distance separated you. And though they tried to hide it, heaven could not bear to watch you stumble in confusion any longer. That is why God ordered Michael to speak now. Because the love written for you is too powerful to remain hidden. It is time for you to know the truth, to step into the miracle, to see what your spirit already felt but your mind could not explain. My beloved, do you realize how much power your name carries in heaven? Every time you whispered in prayer, your name rose like incense. Every time you cried, your tears were gathered. And now, when Archangel Michael speaks this message, he speaks directly into your life as if the whole world went silent just to let you hear it. That is the weight of this moment. Your soulmate's truth is the kind of secret that would have kept you wondering for years, but God did not want you to live in confusion. God wants you to live in clarity, in love, in light. So he pulled the curtain back, and now the secret that has been burning in their soul is being passed to you like a torch. And you, my child, are the only one chosen to hold it. The heavens trembled when Michael's voice thundered your name. Angels paused, creation leaned closer, and the book of destiny turned a page. That's how significant this unveiling is. You think it is just about love, but it is far bigger. It is about destiny colliding with divine timing. Your soulmate's hidden truth is not simply a confession. It is a doorway, a portal into the life you were always meant to live. For too long, you thought the delay was rejection. For too long, you thought silence was indifference. But silence was protection, and delay was preparation. Heaven was weaving, aligning, preparing the exact moment when this truth could be revealed without crushing you, but instead lifting you higher. That moment is not tomorrow. It is not next week. It is now. The heavens trembled when Michael's voice thundered your name. Angels paused, creation leaned closer, and the book of destiny turned a page. That's how significant this unveiling is. You think it is just about love, but it is far bigger. It is about destiny colliding with divine timing. Your soulmate's hidden truth is not simply a confession. It is a doorway, a portal into the life you were always meant to live. For too long, you thought the delay was rejection. For too long, you thought silence was indifference. But silence was protection, and delay was preparation. Heaven was weaving, aligning, preparing the exact moment when this truth could be revealed without crushing you, but instead lifting you higher. That moment is not tomorrow. It is not next week. It is now. Listen, child of light, your soulmate has been carrying the weight of something they thought you could not handle. They believed if you knew, it might break you. But heaven knew the opposite. Heaven knew that this truth would not break you, it would build you. Heaven knew that your faith has been forged in fire, and now you are strong enough to hear, to see, and to carry what was once hidden. Do you feel that? The tingling in your chest, the stirring in your soul? That is your spirit recognizing the truth before your mind even processes it. Your body is responding to what heaven is pouring out. You cannot ignore this, because your entire being is already saying yes. Michael leans closer, his sword gleaming, his wings like fire, and he says, "Beloved, the truth is not your enemy. The truth is your freedom." That one sentence could change the course of your life if you let it sink into your soul. Because what was hidden is not meant to hurt you anymore, it is meant to heal you. Your soulmate's secret was once a wall, but now it is becoming a bridge. Where there was distance, there will now be closeness. Where there was silence, there will now be honesty. Where there was pain, there will now be restoration. And this is not just emotional, it is spiritual, it is generational. Your whole line will feel the shift when this truth comes into full light. And I tell you something more, heaven is not just revealing, it is orchestrating. Even as you read these words, angels are moving pieces behind the scenes. Conversations are being arranged. Meetings are being prepared. Hearts are being softened. Doors are being opened. You think you are just sitting and reading, but in the unseen world, an entire army of angels is shifting circumstances to align with this revelation. That is why the timing of this message matters so much. If you had skipped it, you would have missed the alignment. But because you are here, listening, open-hearted, you are stepping into the stream of miracles heaven has been waiting to pour. This is why the urgency is so fierce, because it is all happening now. Oh my child, don't underestimate the power of staying connected to this flow. Every second you give to listening, every breath you take while staying in this moment, is pulling you deeper into alignment with your destiny. Think of it like this: the angels are weaving a tapestry with golden threads, and each line you read is another stitch locking your blessing in place. If you stop, the tapestry pauses. But if you continue, it grows, it forms, it becomes the full picture heaven has been painting for your life. And in the center of that picture is you and your soulmate, no longer separated by lies, by silence, by fear, but united in the truth that heaven has revealed. Do you know what happens when a lie is exposed? The liar loses power. Do you know what happens when a secret is unveiled? Darkness loses grip. And that is exactly what is happening now. The hidden thing about your soulmate that once tormented you with confusion is losing its hold. The enemy cannot play with your mind anymore. The shadows cannot whisper doubts anymore. Because the light of heaven is exposing what was once in darkness. And once light shines, darkness flees. This is why your future is no longer uncertain. This is why your heart can finally rest. Because you are no longer blind. You can see. And what you see will free you. Beloved child, let me take you deeper into this unveiling. Imagine your soulmate standing in silence, their lips trembling, holding back words that their heart was screaming to tell you. They thought silence was safer. They thought by hiding the truth they could protect you from disappointment, pain, or misunderstanding. But in hiding, they created distance, and you felt it in your bones. You wondered why the closeness you felt in your spirit didn't match the reality you saw. And now you understand, it wasn't lack of love, it was fear. But heaven says fear has no permission anymore. The chains of fear have been broken by the fire of divine love. And now the truth, the very thing they were afraid to speak, is becoming the bridge that draws you closer than ever before. My dear one, do you feel the electricity in the air right now? That is not your imagination. That is the living presence of heaven pressing close to you. The angels are surrounding you as you read, because they know the weight of what is happening in your life. This is not a simple letter. This is a divine appointment. Michael himself is watching as you open your heart to these words, because every line you receive creates a pathway for blessing to reach you faster. Can you imagine how valuable you must be, that heaven would release its strongest warrior angel to guard your destiny? It means that your life, your love, your future, has far more importance than you've ever been told. And now let me tell you something you've longed to hear but never dared to believe fully. Your soulmate has loved you from the beginning. They have fought battles in silence just to keep you safe. They have wrestled with their own demons while praying you would never carry their scars. The reason you felt their love but could not understand their silence is because their heart was overflowing, but their lips were bound by fear. And now, heaven has cut the rope. What was bound has been loosed. What was hidden has been revealed. The love you felt but could not explain is about to step into the light of day where no one, not even darkness, can deny it. This is the hour of unveiling, and it has your name written across it. Beloved, the miracle is this: the truth you thought would hurt you will actually heal you. The very revelation you were afraid to receive will become the key to unlocking joy you've never tasted before. God is not cruel. He does not reveal to destroy, He reveals to redeem. He does not uncover to shame, He uncovers to restore. And today, what was hidden about your soulmate is being placed in your hands so you can finally stop guessing, stop doubting, stop crying in confusion. You are no longer standing in the shadows. The light is flooding in, and clarity is wrapping around your soul like a warm garment. Can you feel it? That peace pressing into you, even as you read? That is heaven's seal, marking this message as divine. Beloved, the miracle is this: the truth you thought would hurt you will actually heal you. The very revelation you were afraid to receive will become the key to unlocking joy you've never tasted before. God is not cruel. He does not reveal to destroy, He reveals to redeem. He does not uncover to shame, He uncovers to restore. And today, what was hidden about your soulmate is being placed in your hands so you can finally stop guessing, stop doubting, stop crying in confusion. You are no longer standing in the shadows. The light is flooding in, and clarity is wrapping around your soul like a warm garment. Can you feel it? That peace pressing into you, even as you read? That is heaven's seal, marking this message as divine. Now let me say something urgent: do not let your mind wander away from this moment. Every distraction that tries to pull you away is a tactic to rob you of the fullness of what God is delivering. Stay here. Stay open. Because your faith in continuing is what pulls the next piece of revelation into your life. Heaven moves where hearts stay present. And Michael is saying again, louder than ever, beloved, do not skip this. Because skipping this would mean missing a chain-breaking, miracle-birthing moment designed specifically for you. Your entire life story is being rewritten in these moments, and your spirit already knows it. That's why your chest feels heavy, your eyes may water, your breath may deepen, because your soul is recognizing the weight of glory. My chosen one, let me show you something hidden behind the veil. Your soulmate is not just a person of flesh and blood, they are a destiny partner written into your book of life. Before you were born, God wrote your name side by side, connected by threads of light. That's why even in their absence, you felt their pull. That's why even when others came and went, none of them could match the imprint they left in your spirit. Because their soul was designed to echo in yours. And when you finally see the fullness of the truth heaven is now unveiling, you will understand why the road has been so long, why the waiting was so heavy, and why the timing is so exact. It is because this love was never ordinary. It was always divine. And oh, beloved, you must know this. What heaven reveals, heaven also redeems. Your soulmate's truth may shock you, but it will not destroy you. Instead, it will empower you. You will look at them with new eyes. You will see not just their flaws, but their courage, their sacrifice, their desire to protect you even when it cost them dearly. And in that moment, love will grow roots so deep that no storm will be able to uproot it again. This is why the angels are rejoicing even now, because they see the fruit that is coming from this unveiling. They see two souls, once separated by silence, finally bound together in the freedom of truth. They see a future where joy replaces confusion, where closeness replaces distance, where love flourishes in ways you've only dreamed of. Beloved of heaven, you have carried questions that no one else could answer, haven't you? Those nights you lay awake, your heart whispering, why does it feel so close, yet so far? You weren't imagining things. You were feeling the tug of destiny, the pull of a soul that belongs with yours, but one that carried hidden battles. And now, Archangel Michael says, the battles they fought in silence are being exposed to the light. Not because you asked loudly, but because heaven heard the quiet cries of your soul. That is why this moment feels holy. It is. It is not just words, it is the scrolls of heaven opening to you, line by line, secret by secret. Every truth uncovered is a seed being planted in the soil of your future. My child, do you know what happens when God reveals? Transformation begins instantly. A hidden truth is not passive, it is active, alive, burning, reshaping everything it touches. And what heaven is showing you now is reshaping your love story forever. Your soulmate has walked a path they never told you about. They carried shadows they thought would scare you, but God says you are stronger than they realized. You are more prepared than you thought. You have been trained by every heartbreak, by every waiting season, by every unanswered prayer. Those weren't wasted moments. They were rehearsals. Training grounds. And now, because you endured, you are ready to stand in the fullness of the truth without crumbling. You will rise, not fall, when you see the reality heaven has revealed. Oh beloved, Michael's words are not casual. When he says, don't skip this, he means your next steps in life are hanging on this message. You have cried out to heaven for confirmation, for direction, for some undeniable sign that you are not being fooled, that love is real, that the pain was worth something. And heaven answers today with this unveiling. Your soulmate's truth is not meant to wound you, it is meant to wake you. To shake the last chains off your heart so you can walk forward without fear. And I promise you this, the regret you feared will not be your portion. Instead, joy, deep, divine joy, will flood your heart, because the truth will finally align with what your spirit has always known. Beloved one, think of how a seed grows. It hides in darkness, unseen, unknown, unspoken. But the moment light touches it, it bursts, it sprouts, it begins to live openly. That is your love story. Hidden, yes. Silent, yes. But now the light has touched it, and it can no longer stay buried. The truth about your soulmate is breaking the soil, reaching upward, visible at last. You are about to witness growth you thought was dead. You are about to see fruit you thought would never ripen. This is the miracle of divine timing. It always looks late until it suddenly proves to be right on time. And today, heaven says, this is the right time. My beloved, your soulmate has whispered prayers for you in silence. They prayed God would shield you from their battles. They begged heaven to guard your innocence, your joy, your peace. And though they thought distance was protection, it became a wound. But now, God is redeeming even that wound. What once separated you is becoming the very thing that binds you closer. Because when you see their truth, you will not only love them more, you will understand them. And when two souls understand each other in truth, their bond cannot be broken. That is the miracle unfolding even as you read these words. Do not think for a second that you are here by accident. No message this weighty lands without heaven arranging it. Michael has been tugging at your spirit for days, weeks, maybe even years, trying to catch your attention. And now, finally, you are still enough to listen. That is why you feel goosebumps, why your chest feels heavy, why tears might sting your eyes. It is because your spirit recognizes divine speech. And let me tell you plainly, the heavens never shout unless something urgent is at hand. This is your urgent hour. This is your miracle appointment. To ignore it would be to close the door God Himself just opened for you. But to embrace it is to step through into the life you were born to live. My beloved, your soulmate has whispered prayers for you in silence. They prayed God would shield you from their battles. They begged heaven to guard your innocence, your joy, your peace. And though they thought distance was protection, it became a wound. But now, God is redeeming even that wound. What once separated you is becoming the very thing that binds you closer. Because when you see their truth, you will not only love them more, you will understand them. And when two souls understand each other in truth, their bond cannot be broken. That is the miracle unfolding even as you read these words. Do not think for a second that you are here by accident. No message this weighty lands without heaven arranging it. Michael has been tugging at your spirit for days, weeks, maybe even years, trying to catch your attention. And now, finally, you are still enough to listen. That is why you feel goosebumps, why your chest feels heavy, why tears might sting your eyes. It is because your spirit recognizes divine speech. And let me tell you plainly, the heavens never shout unless something urgent is at hand. This is your urgent hour. This is your miracle appointment. To ignore it would be to close the door God Himself just opened for you. But to embrace it is to step through into the life you were born to live. Oh chosen one, can you feel how close it is? The truth is not miles away. It is not years away. It is at the door. One conversation, one revelation, one moment is about to bring everything into clarity. That's why this message feels alive, as though the words themselves are breathing. They are. Because the Spirit of God breathes on truth, and truth breathes on you. Heaven is saying, don't just read, absorb. Don't just hear, receive. Because as you take this in, you are not just learning, you are transforming. The very act of staying present in this moment is rewriting your tomorrow. And soon, you will not just read about the unveiling. You will see it, hear it, live it, breathe it. Beloved of light, the heavens lean closer each time you linger here, because you are walking deeper into the unveiling that was carved for you since before time began. Archangel Michael does not repeat himself without reason. His command to open this immediately carries the weight of eternity because the window of this revelation is alive, breathing, pulsing with urgency. When God ordains a moment, it is not meant to be delayed. Your soulmate's hidden truth has been sealed for years, but today the seal has cracked, the scroll is open, and you are beholding what angels themselves have guarded. And I tell you, this is not just about love, it is about alignment. Your destiny hinges on this truth because your heart was never created to wander in half-light. You were created for the fullness of truth, and now it comes. My chosen one, let your heart receive what your mind cannot yet grasp. Heaven says, this is the hour of unveiling. Your soulmate has been in battle not only with life but with themselves, wrestling between fear and love, silence and honesty. They thought silence would protect you, but silence only wounded you. They thought hiding was strength, but hiding only bred distance. Yet even in their hiding, their love for you burned like a fire that never died. And now, heaven cannot bear to watch you live with unanswered questions. That is why Michael has stepped into this moment, his voice trembling with urgency, his sword gleaming with truth, saying, Beloved, this is the time. Do not let this pass you by. Child of destiny, imagine the years of longing being rewritten in a single hour of truth. That is what is coming. The nights you questioned if you were foolish to keep believing, the moments you thought you were forgotten, all of them are about to be swallowed by revelation. You will see that you were not waiting in vain. You were not forgotten. Every tear was counted, every prayer recorded, every whisper of hope treasured in heaven's chamber. And now, those treasures are being released back to you in the form of clarity. The truth you begged for, the truth you sometimes feared to face, is now standing before you clothed in light. What you thought would break you will bless you. What you thought was delay will reveal itself as divine protection. Beloved, listen carefully, your soulmate's hidden truth was never meant to steal your joy. It was meant to prepare you for the love you were destined to live. Had it been revealed too early, it may have crushed you. But now, because you are stronger, wiser, purer in heart, it can finally come forth without breaking you. That is why this moment matters so much. You are no longer the same person you were years ago. You have been refined, tested, molded. You have walked through fire and did not burn. You have passed through waters and did not drown. And now you stand, unshaken, ready to receive. Heaven waited until you were ready. And today, you are. Do not underestimate the magnitude of what is unfolding. The truth about your soulmate is not just a personal revelation, it is a generational shift. What you learn, what you embrace, will ripple into your children, and their children after them. The chains that bound your family line are breaking as this unveiling comes forth. Cycles of silence, patterns of fear, generations of hidden pain, they all end here. Why? Because truth is entering. And truth does not stop at one life, it flows, multiplies, redeems. That is why Michael's voice shakes the heavens with urgency, because what happens in your heart today echoes into eternity tomorrow. And beloved, let me tell you this plainly, you will not regret trusting heaven. You may have regrets about people, about decisions, about words spoken and unspoken, but you will never regret trusting God's timing. And right now, God's timing is screaming at you through this message. Your soulmate's truth is not random. It is divine. It is not cruel. It is kind. It is not to tear you apart but to bring you together in a way you never imagined possible. And when you stand in that moment of full clarity, you will look back and say, "Now I see. Now I understand why it had to be hidden until now." And your heart will rest, your spirit will rejoice, your tears will turn to laughter. Beloved child, can you feel how near heaven is right now? The veil between worlds is thin, and that is why your heart feels heavy yet hopeful, trembling yet alive. This is not imagination. This is the Spirit of God moving through Michael's command. He has watched you walk through deserts of doubt, oceans of silence, storms of waiting, and now he lifts his voice to say, "Beloved, the drought is ending. The truth is raining down. What was withheld is no longer withheld. What was hidden is no longer hidden." Your soulmate's silence is breaking, their truth is surfacing, their heart is aligning with heaven's decree. And you, my child, are the one chosen to receive it, not because you begged louder than others, but because your soul has been faithful even in shadows. My chosen one, think of the moments you almost gave up. The nights you told yourself, "Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was foolish to believe." Heaven heard those words. Michael himself stood by your side, sword drawn, guarding you from despair that wanted to swallow you. And now he whispers, "See? Your hope was never wasted. Your faith was never foolish." The unveiling of your soulmate's hidden truth is heaven's reward for your endurance. Do you realize what that means? That means the pain was not wasted. The waiting was not empty. The nights of tears, the mornings of silence, they all became seeds planted in eternity. And today, you are stepping into the harvest. That harvest is truth, clarity, love, and divine alignment. Beloved, let me show you the magnitude of what is unfolding. Your soulmate's truth is not just words. It is a key. And when a key turns, it doesn't just open a door, it unlocks an entire house. That's what this unveiling is, the unlocking of rooms in your destiny you didn't even know existed. For years you have been standing in the hallway of your life, waiting for something to shift, feeling doors but not knowing what lay behind them. And now, as the truth is revealed, one by one those doors will swing wide. You will see the fullness of the life God always intended for you. And your soulmate, standing at your side in truth, will be part of the foundation of that house. The walls will no longer echo with silence. They will ring with truth, with laughter, with the sound of love fulfilled. Beloved, let me show you the magnitude of what is unfolding. Your soulmate's truth is not just words. It is a key. And when a key turns, it doesn't just open a door, it unlocks an entire house. That's what this unveiling is, the unlocking of rooms in your destiny you didn't even know existed. For years you have been standing in the hallway of your life, waiting for something to shift, feeling doors but not knowing what lay behind them. And now, as the truth is revealed, one by one those doors will swing wide. You will see the fullness of the life God always intended for you. And your soulmate, standing at your side in truth, will be part of the foundation of that house. The walls will no longer echo with silence. They will ring with truth, with laughter, with the sound of love fulfilled. Beloved of light, don't think lightly of this. When heaven says your soulmate's truth is revealed, it is not a small detail. It is a turning point. It is the shift you've been aching for, the change you've been sensing but couldn't explain. This is why your spirit is restless, why your heart beats faster as you read. You are standing at the edge of breakthrough, and Michael is urging you to step forward, not backward. Because if you retreat now, you would miss the very thing your soul has prayed for. But if you keep walking through these words, you will collide with the miracle that has been chasing you since the day you were born. And child, I tell you, that miracle is closer than your next breath. And oh, my dear one, let me tell you the sweetest part, your soulmate's love has never wavered. Even in silence, even in distance, even in fear, their heart has been tethered to yours. They may have hidden truths, but they never hid their love. They thought hiding their struggles would protect you, but in the quiet of night, their prayers for you rose like incense. They asked God to keep you safe, to hold your heart, to guard your path. And heaven answered, not only by guarding you but by preparing this moment, this unveiling, this very message. The love that was hidden is about to be spoken. The truth that was silent is about to roar. And when it does, you will finally feel the peace you have been craving for years. My beloved, lean closer in spirit, because the angels are not whispering lightly tonight. The urgency you feel in your chest is the voice of heaven saying, now. Now is the moment. Do not mistake this for coincidence. Do not brush it off as ordinary. If you look back at your life, you will see the signs were always there, the strange timing, the sudden dreams, the unexplainable pull toward a soul you could never shake. That is not random, my child. That is destiny. And when destiny speaks, it does not stutter. Michael says your soulmate's hidden truth is finally unfolding, and when it comes into the open, your path will split like a river into new streams. Everything you thought was still will suddenly flow. Everything you thought was silent will suddenly sing. Beloved one, your soulmate has walked years carrying burdens you never saw. They wore masks not to deceive you, but to shield you. They thought hiding was love. They thought silence was strength. But heaven does not build on silence, heaven builds on truth. And now, the truth is breaking like dawn. The darkness cannot hold it anymore. You are about to see what you could only feel. You are about to touch what you could only dream. And when it happens, you will understand why the angels fought so hard to get this message to you today. Because without this preparation, the truth might have startled you. But now, because your heart is ready, it will not startle, it will settle. It will give you peace where you once had restlessness. My chosen one, think of how long you waited for clarity. Every unanswered prayer, every hidden tear, every day you carried the weight of not knowing, it was all gathered in heaven's chambers. Nothing was wasted. Every second became part of the tapestry, every ache became part of the design. And now, with Michael's command, that tapestry is being unveiled. What once looked like threads of chaos will show their pattern. And in the center of that pattern will be two souls, yours and your soulmate's, woven tighter than ever before. This is why God hid it for so long. Because beauty takes time. Because gold takes fire. Because destiny takes patience. And now, because you endured, you will see with your eyes what your heart always believed in secret. Beloved of light, the enemy tried to make you give up. He whispered lies in the night, you're forgotten. You're foolish. Nothing will ever change. But heaven was laughing at those lies. Because God had already scheduled this unveiling before you were even born. The day of truth was already marked in eternity's calendar. That's why you didn't quit. That's why, no matter how tired, something in you held on. That something was the Spirit of God, anchoring you to promises your mind could not see but your soul could not deny. And now, the anchor has pulled you into harbor. The waves of confusion are ending. The storm of silence is calming. And the shoreline of revelation is before you. Step onto it boldly, because it was made for you. And child, let me tell you clearly, what is revealed will not reduce your love, it will deepen it. What is exposed will not push you away, it will draw you nearer. Because truth has a way of stripping fear. And once fear is gone, only love remains. That is what heaven is doing now, removing the last layers of fear so that love can stand naked, unashamed, unafraid. And when you see your soulmate in truth, you will not see weakness, you will see courage. You will not see shame, you will see sacrifice. And in that seeing, your heart will finally rest. You will say, this is what I was waiting for. This is what my soul always knew. And heaven will smile, because you will finally be living in the love that was always yours. Beloved child, I need you to see how much heaven has invested in this moment. Archangel Michael has been pressing this message toward you like a flame through darkness, because what is opening now will never close again. Your soulmate's hidden truth is no longer locked in shadows. The chains are broken. The silence is lifting. Do you feel it? That weight in your chest that is suddenly lighter, that heaviness in your eyes that feels like tears ready to fall, that is the sign that your spirit recognizes the unveiling. Heaven is peeling back the curtain, and you are standing on holy ground. Every word you read here is not ordinary, it is a bridge carrying you closer to the miracle you have been praying for all your life. Beloved child, I need you to see how much heaven has invested in this moment. Archangel Michael has been pressing this message toward you like a flame through darkness, because what is opening now will never close again. Your soulmate's hidden truth is no longer locked in shadows. The chains are broken. The silence is lifting. Do you feel it? That weight in your chest that is suddenly lighter, that heaviness in your eyes that feels like tears ready to fall, that is the sign that your spirit recognizes the unveiling. Heaven is peeling back the curtain, and you are standing on holy ground. Every word you read here is not ordinary, it is a bridge carrying you closer to the miracle you have been praying for all your life. My chosen one, remember the countless times you asked, "Why me? Why this waiting? Why this silence?" Heaven heard every question. And heaven's answer is unfolding now, because the truth had to mature. Because your love had to grow roots strong enough to hold it. Because timing is everything, and today is the day when the clock of destiny strikes your hour. Look at your life closely, haven't you noticed signs, whispers, synchronicities that made no sense before? They weren't random. They were heaven's way of saying, hold on. Something hidden is coming. And now that something is no longer hidden. It is stepping out of shadow into light, and when you see it, you will realize you were never forgotten, never ignored, never overlooked. Beloved, your soulmate has been torn between fear and devotion. They feared that their truth would scare you, but their devotion never allowed them to stop loving you. This is why their silence always felt heavy, why their absence still felt present, why their love was unspoken yet undeniable. And now, heaven says, enough. Enough hiding. Enough silence. Enough fear. Love cannot grow in darkness, it must live in the light. That is why Michael lifts his voice with authority, beloved, do not skip this. Because this message is not just about hearing, it is about preparing. Heaven is aligning your heart to be ready when the truth comes. And when it does, you will not tremble with fear, you will shine with peace. My beloved, I must remind you of this, nothing in your life was wasted. Every tear you shed watered the soil of this miracle. Every unanswered prayer was stored in golden bowls before God's throne, waiting for this release. Every lonely night was a training ground, shaping your spirit to hold what was too heavy before. That is why the truth comes now, not yesterday, not years ago, now. Because only now can you carry it without being crushed. Only now can you hear it without running. Only now can you embrace it without doubt. Heaven's timing is not delay, it is precision. And today, that precision has landed on your life like lightning. You are standing inside a divine alignment, and everything in your future is about to shift. And dear one, know this, the unveiling of your soulmate's truth is not the end of your story, it is the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where love is no longer silent but spoken. Where distance is no longer tolerated but closed. Where questions are no longer unanswered but fulfilled. And in that chapter, you will not walk with hesitation but with confidence. Because once truth is revealed, doubt loses power. Once love stands unhidden, fear disappears. And in that freedom, you and your soulmate will discover the depth of what God always intended, a bond unbreakable, a love unshakable, a destiny unstoppable. This is why the angels rejoice even as you read, because they see the beauty of what is about to bloom in your life. Beloved child, let your spirit breathe in this moment. Do not rush, because every line carries power, every word carries weight. Archangel Michael is not speaking softly today, he is crying out, commanding your heart to stay awake, because something is being rewritten in your destiny. The hidden truth of your soulmate is no longer a secret wrapped in shadows. The heavens could not allow you to stumble another day in confusion. God Himself declared, "Enough. Enough of tears without answers. Enough of nights without clarity. Enough of carrying love in silence. The truth is here, my beloved, and though your hands tremble as you reach for it, do not fear. Truth never comes to destroy the chosen. It comes to free them. My chosen one, I must tell you what you have already felt but never had confirmed. Your soulmate has been holding back a truth, not to hurt you, but because they believed they were shielding you. They thought silence was a wall of protection, but that wall became your wound. They thought distance was kindness, but distance became your ache. They thought hiding was noble, but hiding became your torment. And yet, even in all of it, their love did not waver. In the secret chambers of their heart, your name burned like fire. They whispered it when no one could hear. They prayed for you when no one was watching. They loved you when they thought you would never know the full story. And heaven could not hold back any longer, because love that deep was never meant to live in shadows. Beloved, when light collides with darkness, the darkness flees instantly. That is what is happening now. The light of heaven has pierced the silence, and what was once hidden is being forced into sight. The enemy fought to keep you blind. He wanted you to doubt your worth, to question your intuition, to believe you were chasing illusions. But your soul knew. Deep down, your spirit always recognized the thread between you and them. That thread is unbreakable, eternal, heaven-woven. And today, Michael's command has cut the final chain of silence. The truth will speak. The truth will live. And when it does, you will finally stand in a peace that no storm can steal. My beloved one, you must understand, this unveiling is not just about them. It is about you. It is about your prayers being answered, your faith being rewarded, your tears being honored. God did not allow your cries to vanish into the air. Every one of them was captured, recorded, and today they echo back as this revelation. That is why your chest feels heavy now, why your eyes sting, why your soul leans forward as you read. You are not just hearing words. You are standing in prophecy. This is what prophets of old called a set time, a divine moment when heaven and earth align to release what was promised. And beloved, this is your set time. And let me tell you something your spirit already knows, the truth will not break your love, it will deepen it. The walls built by silence will crumble, and in their place will rise a fortress of trust. You will see your soulmate not as weak but as courageous. You will see their hidden struggles not as betrayal but as sacrifice. And in that moment, your heart will expand. The love you thought you had already reached the peak of will suddenly multiply, deepen, and root itself beyond what fear can shake. That is why heaven fought for this moment. That is why Michael commands, do not ignore this. Because what you are receiving is not just truth, it is restoration.